Чули вибухи десь далеко, а потім.
I heard some distant explosions very far away, so we went to sleep. And then there was a super strong explosion which blew out our windows.
Вилетіли вікна. Вийшов одразу.
I immediately went outside and ran to my neighbors to extinguish the fire. I was so worried about them. We were in this room, here. There wasn't much damage. Only one window was blown out over here.
Тільки що це вікно вибило.
We are focused on what happens now. What happens next? What role can Qatar play possibly in reaching an outcome here that leads not just to the end of this hostilities, not just to the release of all of the hostages, both living and deceased, not just the disarmament and elimination of Hamas, but also a better future for the people of Gaza, which isn't possible as long as Hamas exists, which isn't possible as long as 48 hostages are being held. And so we're going to continue to encourage Qatar to play a constructive role in that regard. We wouldn't even be having these conversations.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
You don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
The three major U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Monday, with the Dow up marginally, while the S&P 500 added about 0.5% and the Nasdaq rose nearly 1%. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq hit intraday record highs. Steve Schonenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes, attributes the moves to the expected interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve this week.
So it seems that the markets are really factoring in a Fed cut on Wednesday, and maybe even leaning toward hopes of a further cut very quickly, or maybe even a bigger than expected cut on Wednesday. I think the market would be very positively surprised if the Fed cut 50 basis points, but the baseline is 25 basis points.
Traders on Monday are pricing in a 96% chance of a 25 basis point cut at this week's meeting. Tesla also gave markets a lift, gaining 3.5% after regulatory filings revealed CEO Elon Musk had acquired nearly $1 billion worth of the electric vehicle maker's stock on Friday. Shares of Google parent Alphabet increased 4.5%, hitting a record high during the session and racing past a $3 trillion market cap. And shares of CoreWeave added more than 7.5% after the data center operator signed a deal with NVIDIA that guarantees that the chip maker will purchase any residual cloud capacity not sold to customers. The deal's initial value is $6.3 billion.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania on this Tuesday. Nice weather continues. We've been talking about that since last week, but mostly sunny skies expected today here in Northwest Pennsylvania. Low 80s for a high, partly cloudy skies tonight, and a low in the mid-50s. Wednesday, partly cloudy, a high of 80. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 80s. Friday, mostly sunny, low 80s. Saturday, mostly sunny, upper 70s. Sunday, partly cloudy with temperatures in the upper 70s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:11. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
I am barely awake. I've been groggy, I've been soggy, sleeping in my cornflakes. Luke and Amy make me smile, as it's always.
Well, happy Tuesday as we get you through the week here. Beautiful start to the day. Look at the sunrise this morning. Yeah, great way to start the day. You know, the only thing that really could top that is a great cup of coffee and looking out. Oh, wait, somebody's working on that. But you're really just like...
What?
Trying to get that thing going this morning. Like you had to crank it up and quite intense.
Butter.
Yeah. But I see the lights on.
Yes. Yes.
We'll see if it works this morning. Amy was a little upset at first because the coffee... Well, and it has been acting up, so...
Yeah.
And it was just dropped off last week. So we'll have to look into that. Oh, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm really excited about today.
Why?
We got Joe Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened last week? Apple came out with like their new iPhones and watches and AirPods and all that stuff. So, very exciting stuff.
When are you able to order them? Well, you can order them now.
You can order them now.
Order them now. That's right.
They'll be in stores this week, Friday, I think. Somebody hasn't had a new phone in a few years, and somebody thought that they've had their phone for a few years.
And they have not.
Not quite. Almost. They're not. So, you were looking at them.
Yeah.
You've had your phone now, I don't know, 4 years?
Five.
5 years. Okay.
5 years.
I don't know. You just got on me the other day about, you guys get yours, but that's an iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have two.
One's really old, and the other's older.
Okay.
A lot, actually, now. We got the one on our anniversary. But they're used for work, so.
Okay. Whatever you say, Lucria.
Yes, dear. Just say yes, dear. I notice, we've talked about this before, you and I. You say I love you a lot. And sometimes I think that confuses men.
Why?
Like when their spouse says, I love you a lot. Well, because I think women genuinely mean that they love their spouse. But
yeah.
I think for men, it's like you don't want to wear it out, you know? So that's why it's not like always, I love you too, which I know I'm trying to say that, learn to say that. But
you need like the AirPod Pro translators? Is
I
that
think
what
that's
need?
what I need. Yes.
There needs to be a version of those that men can wear so they understand women and vice versa. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I'm not the only one. You know, you go to social media to learn about this stuff and, you know, how to respond to that. I know See, the easy answer is I love you too, but guys don't want it to come across as cheap. They want it to be meaningful. So I don't think that's why they say it.
Oh, I should have said it first. No, I'm kidding.
Well, no, they won't say it first either.
I know, right?
But I think they deep down want it to be meaningful. Not that it isn't when you say it.
Yeah.
It's so. I was just thinking about that as I was walking out the door this morning.
Why?
I don't know, because for some reason I was thinking you were going to say I love you, but it's like, no, I'll see you in a little bit.
I said that to our child. Well, because I'm not about to see him again.
Yeah.
You know? Have a good day. Make good choices. I love you.
When I was in elementary school, we had a principal, and I'll never forget. Every time there was a group of kids that was representing the school, they were leaving the school for something, sports, some sort of academic event, whatever it was, a field trip. He said, remember these three things. You represent yourself, your school, and your family. He would say it all the time, and I've never forgotten that. Like, anytime you go out and do anything in life, you represent those things. And you can replace school with community or your job. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you represent yourself. You represent your community, whatever that is, and your family.
I think everybody's getting that hard lesson right now with all of their social media posts. And
well, this is the
somebody should have told some of those people that message.
This is the gray area with the Charlie Kirk stuff, where now people on the right are calling out people on the left for their posts, and some of the posts are horrendous that are being put up there, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's also kind of what Charlie Kirk was fighting for, is conversation and freedom of speech. So what you don't want to do in any situation is have one extreme happen and then all of a sudden there's another extreme to it. Now, what it does do is, like the teacher in Meadville, I think it unveils who people are deep down. And do you want those people influencing your kids? I think that's a conversation you can have. But that's tough.
It is difficult. I don't know. The whole thing has been kind of, I'm going to take it to a different level with social media. There's a small business, that kind of put a plea out there. What happened to the days where if you don't like if you go to a restaurant, you don't like a dish, then don't order it or don't go back, instead of going to social media and picking it apart.
Sure. I
think we've come to such a weird time where social media is, the platform to bash, but there are so many people. You might feel like you're innocently airing your opinion, but somebody's going to grab it and run, because there's so many people out there looking for the drama and the issue and to make something out of nothing, and it's exhausting. You've got to remember, unless you are that person running that small business, you have no idea. Maybe that's their family recipe. Maybe, they're proud of that. Maybe there are people that like that. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to like it. Go eat somewhere else. But I think it's difficult unless you're a small business owner in that business to really grasp what they're going through. Or if you're on if you're a volunteer for an organization and you are giving that last few minutes of your time to make that organization run, it's really easy for, somebody to sit there and tell you how to better do it or how it should be done, or whatever.
Well, and there's tasteful ways of doing, providing that feedback as well. We don't learn as much from people that say, oh, you did a good job at this or this, versus, boy, I wish you guys would, could add this or, do that. Then it's like, oh, okay, well, somebody's thinking about that. Maybe we should figure out how to incorporate that.
Yeah, how to make that work.
Yeah.
But again, if you're talking about a volunteer group, you're up against a limited amount of...
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think people sometimes complain without understanding how much time and effort goes into something.
Right. And be careful, because you know what? That might just end up being fallen into your lap, and you get to make that magic work, and hopefully see how difficult it is to.
Would this surprise you that men show greater loyalty to their barbers than they do their partners? This was a study that was released.
So weird. I don't know.
Well, I can
Yes,
tell you
and-
why.
Because we don't want, like, the barber doesn't whine, cry, or ask for anything. Is that why?
No, I don't
Answer
think
that,
no.
wisely. That's a weird study. Why would you, like, why? Why are you going to kick up that drama? What are you doing?
Well, I'm just double checking something.
Uh-oh. Fact finding.
I saw the study the other day. Oh, this was, a couple days ago. Staggering statistic shows men are more loyal to their barbers than their actual partners. When it comes to trust and loyalty, you might think romance tops the list, but for many men, it seems that the barber's chair holds a firmer grip on their commitment. Yeah.
Weird.
A survey revealed that a staggering 3/4 of men say they are more faithful to the person who trims their hair than to their significant other. Yeah. To add to the surprise, nearly 7 million British men admitted they'd feel more guilty about cheating on their barber than their other half.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
When asked about loyalty, over 75% of men stood by their barber, and more than a quarter vowed they'd never go elsewhere. Among women, only 15% said the same. Yeah.
I think I'm loyal to ours.
There's a guy that commented, get a bad haircut and you'll understand.
True. That is very true.
Yeah, no, I think I don't think guys vary their hairstyles. No, I
Not
shouldn't
like
say that.
women.
There are people that obviously do that, but I think for the most part, people are like, yeah, just the normal.
Yeah.
Because like every time I sit in the chair, it's always, we doing the same thing? Yep. What?
I don't know. It's just.
I'm very right. I'm loyal.
Yeah. You are.
And when we've had to go elsewhere, it's like, oh man, I'm not really sure. I feel like I'm cheating. Like
Yeah.
I'm not really sure I'm going to get what I'm used to, and there's all that.
And even if they do a decent job, you're afraid to say, oh, it's all right. You know?
Yeah. So
It's funny.
just kind of interesting. According to stats, men are more loyal to their barbers than their actual partners. That's not me, honey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm loyal to both.
To a
Right.
fault.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Many faults, but no, I'm, just,
Oh,
I'm
man.
joking. I'm joking. All right, let's get to birthdays and what we're celebrating. Today's the 16th day of September. Who's celebrating a birthday today?
All right. Actor Ed Begley Jr. is 76. Actor Mickey Rourke is 73. Magician David Copperfield, 69. Actress Jennifer Tilly is 67. Holy cow, I lost it. Sorry. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't.
We're going to bring my barber in to do birthdays now.
You should, because he probably would do a better job. Singer Richard Marx, 62. Actress Molly Shannon, 61. Actress Amy Poehler, 54. Rapper Flo Rida is 46. Actress Alexis Bledel is 44. And actress Madeline Zima is 40. Oh, sorry, Nick Jonas, 33 today.
All right.
Holy moly, that's a lot.
Happy birthday to all those folks. Happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us. I've never gone into a barbershop though where you've had the whole thing, like the trim.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had that experience.
Okay.
I just saying.
Do you want one?
Oh, no, because I'm loyal to the person we use now.
Okay. No, I meant do you want me to ask if you would?
She does the eyebrows, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I find going to get my hair done like very relaxing. All right, from birthdays to what it is we're celebrating here on the 16th day of September. What are we celebrating?
It is Annie Bradstreet Day, Collect Rocks Day, Get Ready Day, International Day for Preservation of the Ozone Layer, Malaysia Day, Mayflower Day, Mexican Independence Day, National Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day, National IT Professionals Day, National Play-Doh Day, National Sit with a Stranger Day, National Step Family Day, National Tattoo Story Day, Stay Away from Seattle Day, Teenager Workout Day, Trail of Tears Commemoration Day, Working Parents Day, World Barber Day.
Oh, really?
I know.
I do need a haircut. I do need a haircut, though.
I'll text her later. World Ozone Day, European Mobility Week.
Okay.
What was that look for?
I was just checking the coffee.
Coffee's
well,
done.
It smells really good.
I know.
I'm going to keep you here for a while.
You're like...
I was just looking over, that's all. Buccaneers beat the Texans 20-19 last night. Boy, I'll tell you what, Baker Mayfield, man. The Chargers over the Raiders 20-9. The final in 2 Monday Night Football games. And that wraps up week 2 of the NFL. And this Friday...
Week 2 of week 6,192.
No. Just till February, honey. Just till February. Isn't that exciting? It's back. It's back.
It'd be exciting if we had it,
That's all right. Hey, listen.
How many years do we have to say? This is a growth year, a development year.
When the Steelers play like this, right, it used to be stressful, but then I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. I don't need to put a lot of stock or time. I'll watch the games. It might be frustrating a little bit during the games, but other than that, I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay.
That's where I am. You know what? It's like those small businesses you're talking about. Stop bad-mouthing them. They are who they are. Just see how things play out, right?
Sure.
Okay. Friday, we'll be talking to Bruce about the Steelers, about other NFL games. We'll get his picks. That's coming up on Friday. We have Joe Tech joining us later this morning. Looking forward to catching up with Joe, especially after Apple made all their announcements last week, and get his thoughts on that. I'll share my thoughts. I ended up watching. I told him the last couple of years I haven't bought into the hype of the new phones and stuff, but they're kind of cool, and there might be.
What did we say? So you told me there's one. I was like, oh, you like the Air, blah blah blah.
And I thought you would.
I do, but you think about how many times I do drop my phone, and I really like the orange one. Like
Amy goes by color here. We're going
it's so cool.
by functionality.
The orange one. I don't care what it does. I just like the orange one.
Okay. So, yeah. Amy's going to have this high-tech phone that she has no idea what the features are.
That I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's orange, so I'm excited.
As long as it's orange.
Yes, that's all that matters.
Okay, well, the Air is really cool, too. I get it. It's really thin.
It is. It makes me nervous.
So, I don't know. Hey, real quick, Cubs beat the Pirates 4-0 last night. Braves over the Nationals. Blue Jays beat the Rays in 11 innings. Twins over the Yankees. White Sox fell to the Orioles. Reds over the Cardinals. Astros beat the Rangers. Diamondbacks over the Giants. Phillies over the Dodgers in 10 innings. 6-5, the final there. And today you've got the Nationals and Braves. Pirates and Cubs at 6:40. That's in Pittsburgh. Tigers, Guardians, Nationals, Braves, Red Sox, A's, Mets, Padres, Rays, Blue Jays, Twins, Yankees, Brewers, Angels, Royals, Mariners, White Sox, Orioles, Cardinals taking on the Reds, Astros and Rangers, Rockies and Marlins, Diamondbacks, Giants, Dodgers, and Phillies late tonight. That's what's happening in Major League Baseball action, and the Pirates getting ready to wrap up another season.
Чули вибухи десь далеко, а потім
I heard some distant explosions very far away, so we went to sleep. And then there was a super strong explosion which blew out our windows.
вилетіли вікна. Та й що, вийшов одразу.
I immediately went outside and ran to my neighbors to extinguish the fire. I was so worried about them. We were in this room, here. There wasn't much damage. Only one window was blown out over here.
Тільки що це вікно вибило.
We are focused on what happens now. What happens next? What role can Qatar play possibly in reaching an outcome here that leads not just to the end of this hostilities, not just to the release of all of the hostages, both living and deceased, not just the disarmament and elimination of Hamas, but also a better future for the people of Gaza, which isn't possible as long as Hamas exists, which isn't possible as long as 48 hostages are being held. And so we're going to continue to encourage Qatar to play a constructive role in that regard. We wouldn't even be having these conversations.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Discover unforgettable savings of over $8,000 off your next Chevy truck at Community Chevrolet's September to Remember sales event.
It's like the saying goes, a golden retriever never forgets.
I'm not sure you have that right, Clark. You might want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. What's truly memorable is Community's savings this month of more than $8,000 off a 2025 Silverado and nearly $5,000 off top SUVs like the Tahoe. So don't forget about the September to Remember sales event this month only at Community Chevrolet.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom, ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable, like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born breech, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
I'm Ben Leach, Republican nominee for Magisterial District Judge, reminding you to get out and vote Tuesday, November 4th. As the only candidate with over 13 years of real courtroom experience and a dedicated career in the justice system, I've consistently demonstrated the ability to remain fair and impartial. As I continue my lifelong dedication to serving our community, I strive to be the kind of leader our citizens deserve. On November 4th, vote with confidence for a candidate who is qualified day one, bringing the experience needed to serve as your next Magisterial District Judge.
The three major U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Monday, with the Dow up marginally, while the S&P 500 added about 0.5% and the Nasdaq rose nearly 1%. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq hit intraday record highs. Steve Schonenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes, attributes the moves to the expected interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve this week.
So it seems that the markets are really factoring in a Fed cut on Wednesday, and maybe even leaning toward hopes of a further cut very quickly, or maybe even a bigger than expected cut on Wednesday. I think the market would be very positively surprised if the Fed cut 50 basis points, but the baseline is 25 basis points.
Traders on Monday are pricing in a 96% chance of a 25 basis point cut at this week's meeting. Tesla also gave markets a lift, gaining 3.5% after regulatory filings revealed CEO Elon Musk had acquired nearly $1 billion worth of the electric vehicle maker's stock on Friday. Shares of Google parent Alphabet increased 4.5%, hitting a record high during the session and racing past a $3 trillion market cap. And shares of CoreWeave added more than 7.5% after the data center operator signed a deal with NVIDIA that guarantees that the chip maker will purchase any residual cloud capacity not sold to customers. The deal's initial value is $6.3 billion.
The communications sector is one of this year's winners, but can it last? This is Sectors Up Close, and we're talking communications services. The sector is one of 2025's strong performers, up 24% so far, and is forecast to outpace tech this year. Of course, partly that's because some of the biggest tech names, Meta and Alphabet, are in here, so this is partly an AI play. But streaming services, traditional broadcasters and telecoms flesh out the sector. Matt Miskin is co-chief investment strategist at John Hancock Investment Management. Matt, how much of this rise is about AI?
It is a big part of it, and AI has been the strongest earnings driver globally this year. You're just really seeing it in the earnings results, and communication services has the earnings to back up the strong price performance we've seen in the sector. We think that's actually one of the best fundamental catalysts. But the thing is that it's not as expensive on a PE ratio basis compared to technology stocks. So tech is more concentrated in AI. It's more expensive. You can get a lighter version with cheaper valuations, but still strong earnings here in communication services.
For technology companies that make hardware, though, it's fairly obvious how they're making money from AI. Are the big names here, Meta and Alphabet, managing to show investors that the scale of their investment in AI is paying off?
So you're seeing different services as it relates to the search side that is adding new ways of generating content or information for people, which should rely or create more attention or more usage on the search sites. And then social media, you're seeing it's just about eyeballs and clicks. And the eyeballs are getting more and more attracted to these screens here. It's almost inelastic demand as AI has developed better ways to keep us ingrained into our screen. Unfortunately, I don't really like that. And I have two daughters. I'm trying to remove the screens the best I can. But with this AI technology, it is a powerful force that can really help generate more eyeballs.
Talking of eyeballs, among the broadcasters and the streaming services here, a recent buzzword has been consolidation. The big story in the last week has been that David Ellison, now owner of Paramount, is allegedly planning a bid for Warner Bros. Discovery. That would bring two of the biggest companies in this sector together. What does that tell us about the sector? Are there too many streamers?
So the media side has been one that has been more cheap. So you do have within this sector more expensive stocks that are those that have more on the tech side. The media side has been cheap for a while, and you're trying to find ways to unlock value. M&A is a way to do that. So when these acquisitions take place, there usually is a value premium that's placed on them. It creates value creation in terms of shareholders, and that's a catalyst. That's another catalyst underneath the hood of the communication services sector, and it's one that's actually provided a bit of a tailwind as of late.
What would a deal on that scale mean for the sector, though?
Yeah, so I think really you do see consolidation in media. I think media, in terms of its earnings power, is still relatively attractive. The valuations are cheap. And then you're broadly seeing these acquisitions, and it probably isn't going to stop here, frankly. The way to grow in this space is probably more acquisitions, mergers, and then finding ways to cut costs and run efficient businesses. You add all that up, it is another potential positive catalyst.
What about the less glamorous names here, like telecoms companies?
So this is the defensive part. So communication services do have these boring old telecom companies, but I go back to this inelastic nature of telecom and more just, our iPhones or phones that we're using nowadays. Some have said that, basically people could live off of a phone and basically not have a TV, not have other things that are more discretionary. Because of that, it gives these telecom providers, and they're almost near monopolies, this inelastic, very stable cash flow, good dividend paying stocks, and they're more defensive if the economy does slow. In other sectors, you don't have this kind of defensive buffer within sectors where it's something that has this boring tilt, more dividend oriented. So you have it as a nice kind of complement to the higher growth names within the space. But it's actually something we don't mind because it can be something that is more defensive if the economy does slow.
It sounds like you're positive across this sector, Matt. Would you buy the sector as a whole, or should you be picking and choosing? Are there names to avoid?
So we look at, at the sector level as a compelling opportunity. Again, the markets have been on a very nice run. Really since the April lows, we've seen this tremendous run. It is a momentum market, and we're seeing actually investors chase other parts of the market that really don't have the fundamentals to back it up. What we like about this sector is it does have the growth prospects. It is a bit concentrated, so we wouldn't want to decrease other parts like media or telecom, because it does add different things for you, like the M&A activity, like the defensive side. So we would take it as a whole, but more broadly speaking, it has the fundamentals to back it up. If you're going to be looking for places for upside in what has been a momentum-driven market, we want to be careful not chasing things that aren't as positively, fundamentally supporting these returns. We think communication service is a great place to look.
That was Matt Miskin of John Hancock Investment Management. Don't forget, you can watch more videos on Reuters.com.
Donald Trump said Monday that he plans to file a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times. It comes a week after he threatened to sue the paper over its reporting of a suggestive note and drawing he allegedly gave to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. The White House has strongly rejected that story as fake. In a social media post, Trump said, "Today I have the great honor of bringing a $15 billion defamation and libel lawsuit against the New York Times." The president has accused the newspaper of lying about him, his family and businesses. He says it also spread falsehoods about Republican-led movements and ideologies, including his own Make America Great Again. Trump said the suit would be filed in Florida, but offered no further details. The New York Times did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the case.
NVIDIA's RTX 6000D chip is its newest artificial intelligence offering tailored for the Chinese market. But according to two people with knowledge of procurement discussions, it's only seeing lukewarm demand, with some major tech firms opting not to place orders. The sources added that the chip is seen as expensive for what it does, and that testing of samples showed its performance lags the RTX 5090, a chip banned by the US for use in China. That chip is still readily available, though, through grey market channels. Separate sources earlier this month said Chinese tech giants, including Alibaba, Tencent and ByteDance, are also waiting for clarity on whether orders for NVIDIA's H20 chip will be processed. The US firm regained permission to sell the H20 in July, but shipments have yet to restart. NVIDIA began shipping the RTX 6000D this week, according to one of the sources. China's access to cutting-edge AI chips is one of the biggest flashpoints in the US-Sino trade tensions. On one hand, the US has retreated from its previous position of more severe export restrictions. But Beijing has become increasingly keen for Chinese firms to switch to domestic chips. On Monday, Beijing accused NVIDIA of violating China's anti-monopoly law, casting more uncertainty on its business in the world's second biggest economy. The move came as delegations from both sides are meeting in Madrid this week to discuss a trade agreement.
On Monday, a U.S. appeals court declined to allow President Donald Trump to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. That will allow her to stay on ahead of the Fed's policy meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's where it's expected to cut U.S. interest rates to shore up a cooling labor market. Trump has claimed Cook committed mortgage fraud before taking office, which she denies. Last week, a U.S. district judge ruled Trump's claims likely were not sufficient grounds for removal under the law that created the Fed. Now, the Monday move by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit allows a temporary block on Trump, a Republican, from removing Cook, an appointee of Democrat and former President Joe Biden. The appeals court denied a Justice Department request to put the block on hold. Under the 1913 law that created the Fed, its governors may be removed by a president only, quote, for cause, though the law does not define the term nor establish procedures for removal. No president has ever removed a Fed governor, and the law has never been tested in court. The administration is expected to appeal the ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court. A White House spokesperson as well as Cook's lawyers did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The Fed, which had no comment on the ruling, has not made any legal arguments in the case, but has asked the courts for a swift resolution. The case has ramifications for the Fed's ability to set interest rates without regard to the wishes of politicians. That is widely seen as critical to any central bank's ability to function independently, to carry out tasks such as keeping inflation under control.
What are the implications for monetary policy?
Since taking office, Trump has put relentless pressure on Fed Chair Jerome Powell to cut interest rates. The Fed, focusing on fighting inflation, has not done so, though it is expected this week to make a cut.
The Trump administration has told Delta Airlines and Aeromexico to unwind their alliance by January 1st. That joint venture has allowed the pair to coordinate scheduling, pricing and decisions on capacity for US-Mexico flights. But Washington said Monday that the tie-up had anti-competitive effects and gave an unfair advantage to the two carriers. Delta and Aeromexico account for about 60% of passenger flights from Mexico City Airport to the US. That hub is the fourth largest international gateway to the United States. Delta said it was disappointed by the decision, which it said would hurt US jobs and communities. The airline said it was considering its next steps. It has previously said the joint venture generates nearly 4,000 US jobs and contributes over $300 million to the country's economy. Aeromexico also said it regretted the move and that it overlooked the benefits the alliance had brought to tourism and connectivity. The Mexican government did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Washington said it was not ordering Delta to sell its 20% stake in its Mexican partner, and the pair could reapply for approval of the joint venture if circumstances changed. The alliance has been in place for nearly 9 years, but had also faced scrutiny by the previous US administration under Joe Biden.
Well, sunshine today and temperatures in the low 80s. Partly cloudy skies tonight with lows in the low 50s. Middle of the week, Wednesday, partly cloudy, a high of 80. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 80s. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 80. Saturday, mostly sunny, upper 70s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:53. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're with us here this morning. Getting you through the week here. Boy, yesterday was, I don't remember much of it.
Yesterday was Monday.
It was a Monday, for sure.
Period.
Yes.
That is all. Yeah.
It was only the second work Monday of the month, right? Because the first one was Labor Day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See?
Think about that.
I figured that out by myself just now.
You want a biscuit?
Well, my mom made these.
Oh, yeah.
What are these lemon
bars?
Lemon bar things.
Yeah.
I'm not a big lemon person, but I had one. She brought them Sunday. They came over for dinner, and they're really good. And then these other like little pumpkin cookies. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to get excited thinking about those. What is it? The pumpkin drop ones at the store.
Yeah. Do you want some?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mixed it up.
I was there yesterday. Man.
I wasn't thinking. 2 weeks ago, we got blueberry muffins, those big ones, and those were really good. But, yeah, I'm ready to go back.
Okay.
So.
I got you.
How about this weather? Can you believe it? Well, we've actually, so there was what, end of August, most of August, we didn't use the AC unit we have in our room.
Yeah.
Because it's been, it was cool.
Cooler nights.
We've had it on the last couple nights. It's been a little warm.
It's crap. I'm kidding. I think I sent you something. And I sent it to my summer loving friends too.
I was, I'm all confused because I'm trying to get the summer stuff like put away. Mm-hmm. And we've gotten a few fall things out for those cooler nights.
Yeah.
The sweatshirts and stuff. And there's been a couple long sleeve shirts that I'm like, okay, light enough where I could roll up the sleeves if it does get warm. Because in the morning And in the evening, you're still...
There's a chill.
There's a chill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like that stage of, okay, I'd like to get stuff kind of put aside and then maybe start getting some other stuff out. But you really can't complain over the weather. Joe Tech, we'll talk about Apple stuff next week.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to talk about the orange phone I get?
Next week. Actually, you might even... The way you're looking at me, it's going to be in your pocket probably.
By next
Tuesday. Yeah, I think all this stuff... Yeah, you can pre-order now, as you said, but you get it. You can pick it up or go into the stores, I think, starting this week. What?
Can I say good morning to somebody?
Yeah.
Good morning, Dad.
Oh, okay.
See? There you go.
I saw I think it was like for a Google phone commercial during the NFL game last week, and it was I thought it was going to be an iPhone commercial at first, and it basically, I think they're going after Apple a little bit. They were saying like, we don't make you wait for a whole year, whatever, and then here's the new, Google phone. So I thought that was kind of a good
funny.
ad. Yeah. Funny. But yes, but anyways, we'll catch up with Joe Tech next week on the Apple stuff. So I'm so excited to talk to him about it because, again, I was telling him last week that I'm not really buying into the hype, but here I am buying into it because there's a couple things that I thought were kind of cool.
Yeah.
And there's some redesigned elements to it. The AirPods, I noticed, only because they made a big deal of it, can translate different languages too. So you could go visit a different country, have your AirPods in, and it'll translate.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. I don't know how well that works.
I will say our 3 boys, they really have had their AirPods probably as long as I've had my phone. So they all asked if they could add that to their Christmas wish list.
Really? Mm-hmm. Ooh, all of them want them. Mm-hmm. Even the non-Apple kid?
Mm-hmm.
Did they say like why? Did they just think they're cool, or did they plan on traveling someplace where they would like?
I don't know. They didn't say why. They just thought that it was a great feature and time for new and.
Okay.
I think the cool thing too, though, is theirs are, there's nothing wrong with theirs. They're in good condition.
Right.
So.
Hey, we've been talking a lot about football, obviously, but Scottie Scheffler played his final full field official event of the PGA Tour season at the Procore Championship, and I was watching this the other night. Was it Sunday night? I was watching a little bit of it. I didn't see the end. I saw he had a couple holes left, and he was up. And Scheffler ended the season with a win. His 6th win of the year. Scheffler moved to $27 million, almost $28 million in tour earnings. He's more than $9 million in front of the second place winner of the season, Tommy Fleetwood. So, yeah, he's had a decent year again. Yeah. Really looking forward to the Ryder Cup, though. And then yeah, that might be it for golf, at least till January.
I like your friend Scottie's mellow approach to,
He's just in the zone.
Just going to do what I do. And
yeah, and everybody's like, oh, he's not a flashy player. He's not this. He's not. No, he's a winner.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
I know. Let's
enjoy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be a flashy player.
No. I agree. I enjoy Scheffler. I love Scottie Scheffler.
It's nice. It's refreshing that he's not.
Yeah. Take some cues. Just go out and do your thing in life. Just go do your thing. Be good at it. Be good to people. All right. Great local programming continues.
Чули вибухи десь далеко, а потім...
I heard some distant explosions very far away, so we went to sleep. And then there was a super strong explosion which blew out our windows.
Вилетіли вікна. Та й що? Вийшов одразу.
I immediately went outside and ran to my neighbors to extinguish the fire. I was so worried about them. We were in this room, here. There wasn't much damage. Only one window was blown out over here.
Тільки що це вікно вибило.
We are focused on what happens now, what happens next, what role can Qatar play possibly in reaching an outcome here that leads not just to the end of this hostilities, not just to the release of all of the hostages, both living and deceased, not just the disarmament and elimination of Hamas, but also a better future for the people of Gaza, which isn't possible as long as Hamas exists, which isn't possible as long as 48 hostages are being held. And so we're going to continue to encourage Qatar to play a constructive role in that regard. We wouldn't even be having these
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
The three major U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Monday, with the Dow up marginally, while the S&P 500 added about 0.5% and the Nasdaq rose nearly 1%. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq hit intraday record highs. Steve Schonenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes, attributes the moves to the expected interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve this week.
So it seems that the markets are really factoring in a Fed cut on Wednesday, and maybe even leaning toward hopes of a further cut very quickly, or maybe even a bigger than expected cut on Wednesday. I think the market would be very positively surprised if the Fed cut 50 basis points, but the baseline is 25 basis points.
Traders on Monday are pricing in a 96% chance of a 25 basis point cut at this week's meeting. Tesla also gave markets a lift, gaining 3.5% after regulatory filings revealed CEO Elon Musk had acquired nearly $1 billion worth of the electric vehicle maker's stock on Friday. Shares of Google parent Alphabet increased 4.5%, hitting a record high during the session and racing past a $3 trillion market cap. And shares of CoreWeave added more than 7.5% after the data center operator signed a deal with NVIDIA that guarantees that the chipmaker will purchase any residual cloud capacity not sold to customers. The deal's initial value is $6.3 billion.
Joining us this morning is Mr. Joe Tech. Hi, Joe. How's it going today?
I'm good. How are you doing, Luke?
Great. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, too.
Busy weekend?
Busy weekend, yes. And like you, I can't remember what I did on Saturday. That was too many days ago.
Isn't that horrible?
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, it's just like some of the specific details I'm just blanking on.
Yeah. I could probably figure it out if I thought about it a little harder, but like...
I don't want to.
You would think that something would stand out and like, oh no, that was... And I'll probably feel bad once I do remember. Like, oh yeah, I should remember that.
Yeah. Wife's texting you. Hey, dummy, I was part of it.
Yeah. She would be, but she doesn't watch the show.
Yeah. Yeah, coming off Labor Day weekend, we're into September. There's some big things happening.
There's some big things about to be happening, yeah. The big Apple announcement is coming up. Have you, like, I'm not in the ecosystem. Do they, like, notify you? Like,
I don't know.
Okay.
It's not like something pops up on your phone and says, hey, watch.
Okay.
You know.
I'm surprised they don't do that.
Yeah.
But you probably get emails that you ignore and...
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. If not, I mean, like everybody posts about it, or everybody's going to be posting about it. Whatever event they had back, the last event back in the spring, where they teased some of the upcoming things. I'm interested to see, but nothing that they said back then is making me go, oh my gosh, sign me up. I want the next phone.
Because you're kind of susceptible to that a little bit.
If
you see something like really cool, you'll be like, you'll stop and
Yes.
you'll be tempted.
Yeah, absolutely. So the things that intrigue me are like the tools that I would use for work.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff. Like, so I'm looking at, do they upgrade their camera, or do they have upgrade a software that might not be able to work on my phone, but on the new phone?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about this. Here's the dividing line for me. Does the excitement outweigh the headache of having to reinstall? And now, transferring stuff from one phone to another is so easy today.
Yes.
It is so easy. And I don't think I have to remember passwords. I think everything transfers over.
Yeah.
But there's still that headache of, okay, did I get everything?
Yeah.
Do I still have to find a password to something?
Yes.
When the excitement is a little less than that headache, I'm not buying.
Yeah. Yeah. What and that's what they've done over time is make that headache less and less so that the bar they have to cross is lower and lower all the time.
Keep lowering the bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And how long have you had your phone? You haven't had your phone.
It's been a couple years now.
Has it been a couple years now?
Yeah. I think so.
So yeah, you probably are ready for. But
here's the other really stupid thing. I really like the color.
Oh yeah. You have car people on, and that I've heard them say that. It's a silly thing, but color is important to people, even on a utilitarian device such as a phone. Like, part of me was going to say, is it going to look different? Is it going to feel different? You get used to, like, I know where the apps are. Because I have it laid out where I want it to. So my thumb actually goes towards, like, oh no, I'm on the wrong screen. I got to swipe to the right screen, and there it is. And like,
yep.
Is all that going to change? Am I going to have to redo that? Am I going to have to adjust that? That all plays into that changing over. So, and color is part of all that.
So, okay, in your ecosystem, do you just put the two phones together and it's just everything transfers over?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's multiple ways. I believe you can plug a cord in and transfer it that way. I think you can do it over the air. If you want to, you can just log in and everything will download from the cloud. So yeah,
I'm amazed
it's
at
all
how fast.
Very simple. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The days of like, okay, back up this phone. And then,
oh man, it was a real pain back in the day. Like you said, you're inputting all those passwords again. Yep. Yeah. You go to that piece of scratch paper that you have that's got a bunch of passwords written down on it. Is that the current one, or did I change it? And then you're going through the process of updating all your passwords because you've forgotten most of them.
Yeah. Or you're waiting for apps to update because it's a new platform. And
yep.
Yeah. So the other thing that I would do, and I still do it, is I won't go right into the old phone and wipe it out.
Oh yeah.
I'll wait to make sure I have everything transferred.
Double check both.
Yeah. And it may take a couple days of me just making sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'll pick it up from time to time. I'm like, okay, let me just, okay, yeah, yep, I have that, okay.
I remember, it's dating myself. I come from the days when I actually had a folder on my computer where, to listen to a podcast, you had to go to their website, download the podcast. I would put it in a folder, and then I would plug the phone into the computer, manually move it into a folder on the phone, and that's how you would have to listen to podcasts. So I would like load up like a week at a time and then listen to them, and then I have to do it again. But yeah, things have become so easy. Yeah.
It's great.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
We don't talk a lot about the podcast space today. I know I was just reading an article this past weekend where the discussion was how news networks are incorporating their opinionated news people people with big personalities.
Yeah.
Getting them a podcast space, and that's generating more interest, more views than the TV shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the way people consume media is so different from even 5-10 years ago. I mean, it's just changing rapidly and moving towards, digital space. So, yeah, it's a...
Is this helping to kind of bite the traditional news media today? Because I get it. News media, they do a 60-minute show. They need a 30-second clip. They're editing, right? They're editing content. They can edit it in a number of ways.
Yeah.
But people are now catching on to the fact that, okay, if you're opinionated and you don't like somebody or something, you can kind of edit somebody to be more positive or more negative.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas podcasts, like Rogan and others, these long-form podcasts where you get the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so many people now are saying, well, no, they didn't say that. This is actually what they said. In context, it's a lot different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is that coming back to sort of hurt traditional media?
I think to some extent it is. I think it's more a fact that the traditional media got a little bit set in their ways, and they see the Rogans and these long form podcasts, and they're realizing that, wait, there's a space for that. They've been pushing towards these sound bites and, the 4 talking heads in the boxes arguing at each other, which doesn't really push things forward, and people are getting tired of it. So I think maybe they're reading the room a little bit and saying, wait a minute, we have space, and we could easily, copy this and paste it into an RSS feeder and put it out as a podcast. It's the same thing, guys like Glenn Beck have been doing for a long time. Like, yeah, here's our radio show or our live TV show, but we're also going to provide it as a podcast so you can watch it later if you're not able to watch it live. Because that's what it's hard for a lot of people, is to watch things live. You can't sit around and watch TV all day. You might have it on background, but you're not watching it. But to be able to, hey, I've got a 45-minute ride. This is an hour-and-a-half podcast. I'll listen to it. I'll pause it. I'll listen to the rest on the way home. It's really digestible that way. And, half the time I forget that I was listening to it, and I get back in the car and it automatically starts playing.
Right.
So, I think they're just kind of, to some extent, just reading the room and like, yeah, their ratings are going down. How are these people doing it? And why is this long form so popular? And I think they're just kind of adapting with the times. So it's interesting to see, though. But yeah, it is a wild world that we live in where, cable TV is kind of the last place people go anymore. They go to their apps first and, can I just, do I have enough time to watch a movie or a TV show, or do I just scroll and watch reels on Instagram or YouTube shorts?
Well, and that's part of the conversation, I think, with, canceling The Late Show, Stephen Colbert. When you look at Jimmy Fallon, for example, I think said this, but, they're creating content that is sort of also designed for the digital side of it, for YouTube.
Well, and that's the other thing is you can take your funniest bits, cut them down into shorts, throw them up on, all the platforms, and all of a sudden, Saturday Night Live said this a few years ago. Like, we're getting people watching because they're seeing shorts on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and they're, finding it funny, so they're coming now to watch us live because of our engagement on these other platforms. And it was pretty forward thinking of them. Lorne Michaels is a little long in the tooth for them to say, hey, we need to, our skits fit nicely into these short form platforms. We need to cut them, and put them on there and drive engagement.
Well, that's how comedians are being recognized today. There's a lot of comedians that are thanking like the reels and the shorts.
Yeah.
And that's all they're putting out, quick little bits, every day. And you're watching that going, okay, that's funny. Who is this person?
And then I don't know, but I suspect that the data they're getting back, if the platforms allow them, they could see where they're hottest and plan their tour schedule around the cities and the regions where, hey, for some reason, the Midwest likes my stuff, so I've kind of stuck to the coast. Maybe I need to go do a little Midwest tour, and I don't know, but I suspect that they would be able to see some of that data.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable. Like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born in Breach, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Joe Tech with us here this morning. A lot going on in the world. Of course, we mentioned coming into September, you mentioned Apple's events coming up.
Yeah, I don't know how we got from Apple's event to where we did.
Yeah.
I started talking about podcasts, I think.
Well,
yeah.
It's all technology related, right? You know what technology I can't find? LED Halloween lights. Like nobody has them.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it goes back to a story we had back in the spring where with the threat of tariffs and all this stuff, Chinese manufacturers, they weren't quite sure what to make or if their products would arrive in the U.S. on time.
Yeah.
We were at a place yesterday, and the Halloween section was cleared out. The shelves were bare. And I asked the lady, I said, hey, what's going on? She goes, well, now the stuff's going out in like the walkway areas. We're getting ready to load the shelves up with Christmas.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. I'm like, well, it's not even Halloween.
Yeah.
I get like, October maybe, but it's Labor Day weekend.
Well, it's been almost a month that I've seen the Halloween pumpkin Reese's peanut butter cups out.
I
Like,
know.
come on, people.
Hey,
like, how?
I'm on my second box of Count Chocula, so don't.
I'm not far behind yet.
I look forward to that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not sure if it's just a lack of items for this year because of the little hiccup.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we had time to maybe get some Christmas together, and obviously these businesses, want people shopping, so we got to fill it with something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a heck of a time finding certain things.
Well, and I don't know this for a fact, but I suspect that, if you go to your local Walmart and you see a couple of 40-yard Connex boxes sitting off to the side, I'm pretty sure those are, you see them like mid-summer.
Yeah.
Pretty sure those are Christmas stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Those are your Black Friday doorbusters in those boxes. They plan this stuff so far in advance. I feel bad for them because, you don't know if something's going to hit or miss, and, you might end up with a bunch of stuff. That's why we hit the clearance aisle there at Walmart. You got to go through and see what they have. But, there's, boxes after boxes of the same thing. And it's like, they didn't plan very well for that one. So
I'll tell you what, if you need a TV right now,
they are cheap.
Wow.
Yeah. And this isn't the cheapest time of year.
Mm-mm.
Black Friday, they'll get cheaper right around Super Bowl, right before Super Bowl, they'll be cheaper again. They're cheap. And good luck finding one that isn't a smart TV.
Oh.
Remember the days of when we used to look for those? People don't even look for them anymore. They don't make them.
Is there a reason not to get one?
Because you're going to plug your own stuff into it anyway. I looked for one for a while because it's like, well, I've got a Roku, I've got this other device, I'm going to plug them in. I don't need it to be a smart TV. You can't find one. The reason is the same reason that they're so cheap, because they like to see what you're watching and track your information. So the reason those are so cheap is because they're getting some of your data. So
some or a lot?
Well, a lot. Yeah. Especially when you sign into those apps that you use, the Hulus and the Disney Pluses and the Netflixes, they're able to scrape some of that data from you as well. So, not to scare anybody, but that's why your TVs are so cheap. It's because they can sell that information to advertisers.
Not to be dumb, I was just talking to somebody a couple days ago, and this is somebody who refuses to do hardly anything online because of this, but he's also somebody who argues and gets upset because he can't do things. It's like, well, it's the price you pay anymore, right?
Yes.
Like, if you want to be on Facebook, if you want to sell something, if you want to see a friend, if you want to know what's going on, you're going to have to give a piece of your privacy away to get that.
Yes, absolutely. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I completely understand that stance, but just know that you are not going to be able to participate. I mean, I actually, there was like podcasts that I was watching that it's not hard to separate yourself. You could do it fairly easily and become, completely void of the internet, essentially, not have any presence. But then you're done. You cannot jump back on, because every time you do, there's data there about you, whether you like it or not, and whether it's fair or not, I don't know. I mean, you have to pay for all those server farms that hold all the Netflix movies that you want to download and stream. It's the price you pay. Do I think that they're making a lot of money off of you? Yes. It's frustrating to me that you pay for some of these streaming services and the cost goes up every year, but also they're making more money every year off of advertisements because they slip more in. It's like, wait a minute, you're kind of double dipping here. Like, if you're selling ads, I should be able to get some of this for cheaper, not more expensive. That's what's frustrating to me, is like, wait a minute here, like, the value proposition starts to go away for me. Like, why don't I just go to Tubi, where I know I'm going to get ads, but they're not charging me for anything? Like, why don't I just do that? So that's a, but if you want the newest stuff, you got to pay for it. So, there's a trade-off there.
I think there's probably still a struggle with these companies, right, on figuring out the balance of, again, where are people watching? How are they watching?
Yes.
People are still expecting high-quality content to a degree, but companies are also scared to put money into products if something fails.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked about it before. There is so much demand for your eyeballs. It's not, again, dating myself, it's not the three networks, Luke. You got, what, 4 networks plus cable plus movies plus social media plus all the shorts on social media. You got YouTube, you got video games. There's a lot of demand for your attention. So it's hard for somebody to grab it. They have to produce good content, but what is good content? Then they've got to let you know that it's there. They've got to make it easy for you to get there, to find it. There's a lot going on there. So yeah, I don't envy those folks that have to make those decisions, because it is hard to keep attention and know what content is desired. And yeah, I mean, that's the argument why we have so many franchises. because we know people, we have a history of people liking this, and they know this, and they're more likely to come and watch this because they already are invested and have some time in it. So to come to something brand new and just jump in.
I was trying to think of some shows, like once you start lowering the bar, you know, what shows could pop up. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Чули вибухи десь далеко, а потім
I heard some distant explosions very far away, so we went to sleep. And then there was a super strong explosion which blew out our windows.
вилетіли вікна. Та й що, вийшов одразу.
I immediately went outside and ran to my neighbors to extinguish the fire. I was so worried about them. We were in this room, here. There wasn't much damage. Only one window was blown out over here.
Тільки що це вікно вибило.
We are focused on what happens now. What happens next? What role can Qatar play possibly in reaching an outcome here that leads not just to the end of this hostilities, not just to the release of all of the hostages, both living and deceased, not just the disarmament and elimination of Hamas, but also a better future for the people of Gaza, which isn't possible as long as Hamas exists, which isn't possible as long as 48 hostages are being held. And so we're going to continue to encourage Qatar to play a constructive role in that regard. We wouldn't even be having these conversations.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch,
Ooh,
pinch.
pinch time.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh, don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
The three major U.S. stock indexes closed higher on Monday, with the Dow up marginally, while the S&P 500 added about 0.5% and the Nasdaq rose nearly 1%. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq hit intraday record highs. Steve Schonenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes, attributes the moves to the expected interest rate cut by the Federal Reserve this week.
So it seems that the markets are really factoring in a Fed cut on Wednesday, and maybe even leaning toward hopes of a further cut very quickly, or maybe even a bigger than expected cut on Wednesday. I think the market would be very positively surprised if the Fed cut 50 basis points, but the baseline is 25 basis points.
Traders on Monday are pricing in a 96% chance of a 25 basis point cut at this week's meeting. Tesla also gave markets a lift, gaining 3.5% after regulatory filings revealed CEO Elon Musk had acquired nearly $1 billion worth of the electric vehicle maker's stock on Friday. Shares of Google parent Alphabet increased 4.5%, hitting a record high during the session and racing past a $3 trillion market cap. And shares of CoreWeave added more than 7.5% after the data center operator signed a deal with NVIDIA that guarantees that the chip maker will purchase any residual cloud capacity not sold to customers. The deal's initial value is $6.3 billion.
Joe Tech with us here on a Tuesday morning.
They listen to you for the witty banter, Luke.
Well, yeah, not the weather. Not the weather.
It's an added bonus.
Well, so
it's a feature, not a bug.
I started doing less weather.
Yeah.
Just a couple times in the morning, just
Yeah.
to kind of quick, here you go.
Well, and that's perfect. That's what, as much as what most people need. They don't need the radar. Just,
But somebody-
what's the high today? Is it going to be relatively sunny? Is it,
Yeah.
do I need a raincoat? Or, that's.
But I got called out on it one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone like, how come you don't do the weather as much? Do you have a phone? Yeah, that's why. Just, ask your phone.
Yeah,
I asked mine this morning too, even though I was looking at it.
Well, and if you're like me at your house, you don't even have to look at your phone. You just ask your home device, like, "Hey, what's the weather going to be like?"
Boy, I'll tell you what, Joe. I was looking a little bit yesterday. We were out, and my clock that I have this alarm clock that I've had since Amy and I first got together. So it's like 23 years old.
Yeah.
Like one of the first things we bought together. This ugly purple alarm clock.
One of the old school ones that works really well. Yeah.
Yes, you can use the radio to wake up. You can use a noise or a whale sound or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so it works, but it doesn't work. Like you can't set the time. It's like it's struggling, and I'm like, all right. So I finally just unplugged it. I got my phone next to the bed charging. I don't need it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, boy, it'd be nice to wake up and look and see, instead of touching the phone and to see what time it is, just to know.
You need to get one of those ones that projects onto your ceiling.
Okay, well, this is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do you get one of those ones that is like a clock, but also a charger for your phone and watch?
I had a lamp for a while. There was a nice one of those modern LED lamps.
Yeah.
You just touch it and it had different settings and brightness, but you could throw your phone at it. You set your phone on it and it wirelessly charges your phone too.
Oh, wow.
Which was really kind of cool. So yeah, you got that option. You can get a clock that can charge your devices. You could probably get one that charges your watch at the same time too.
Yeah. So I just have to go and look.
Yeah.
But I did look at it because they didn't have anything like that. They had like the old school alarm clock type things.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, those are still kind of cool.
Yeah. It's kind of old school.
Yeah.
I don't I don't care about that because seeing the time because I'm blind as a bat.
Oh.
So when I take my contacts out, I can't see anything.
Gotcha.
Unless I have my glasses on the table next to the bed, right next to the phone. But I would have to put those on and then look. And
So
it's
even
like,
a clock like we have in the studio, like that size?
I wouldn't be able to see it. I'm very, very...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like -10, like really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Without my contacts, I have to be like right here to be able to see anything. And so, yeah, I'm like... I would be able to see like forms and shapes, but I wouldn't be able to read that big of a clock, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know whose house I'm breaking into.
The glasses are right there. Put them on.
Take those first. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna look. I've been.
Yeah. Oh, there's lots of options. Yeah.
Well, so this is crazy. The clocks we have in here.
Yeah.
I actually saw in one of the commercials for Armstrong.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, that's a really cool LED clock.
That is. Yeah, they are very nice. I like them a lot.
Then I found it. I found it online.
Oh, yeah? Well, since we're talking tech, I love the fact that, and I don't use it a lot, but I have used it. Like, if you see something like that, you can actually circle it on your phone and search for it through pictures. I can, yes. You'll get
Apple's
the technology in a couple of years. Don't worry.
It won't be this upgrade.
No, it'll be the next one or the one after. They'll tease it for about a year first, too, though.
It's the greatest thing we've ever come up with.
Even though other people have come up with it like multiple years ago. Yes.
I have a friend who has that feature on his phone. He's had it for 10 years. You got me thinking. Okay, so I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Okay.
I don't know what they're up to. 17 coming out?
Honestly, I don't know.
See?
Well, because I can't remember.
Renaming
They renamed, right? So it'll be the 24 or the 25?
25 or
It'll be
26.
The 25. Yeah, the 26. I'm sorry. Yes, because it'll be for next year's. Yes, it'll be the 26. At least that's what we think.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Or is that the iOS version?
Oh, maybe that's the iOS.
Yeah, so it should be iPhone.
So that's just making it more complicated. Because didn't they align those at one time so that they were the same as the iPhone?
I think.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know.
Why can't they just stick with something?
iPhone 17. This can confuse a lot of people. Apple will host its annual iPhone launch event next Tuesday, and the iPhone 17 series will likely be available for pre-order 3 days later on the first Friday after the event. iPhone users looking to upgrade to one of the 4 iPhone 17 models. So Apple will unveil it next week, and that iPhone 17 is going to be, it'll be the iOS
26.
Yeah.
Which, I think they changed that over, so you should be on 25, right?
Well, no, it's still 18 point whatever.
Oh, okay.
So
they haven't
it's not
changed that
until because I think what will be released. Boy, I want to say it's released the same day. It's not. I don't think. I think the new iOS update is available. It'll probably be October.
Probably. Do they even release it on the new phones when you get them, or do you
Yes.
have? It is okay.
Yeah. So it's probably when they're available. that
When
you-
they're available, yeah. Because you can pre-order, but they aren't available yet. Yeah.
So that's when it'll be the new iOS
26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next Tuesday we'll have a week from today find out what's going on.
I thought they switched that so that we could talk about it.
Yeah. I'm also. They have these stylized, produced pieces now to introduce this.
They're
stuff.
not as good. They're not as engaging to me.
No.
Like, I'd rather see it live and just.
The other thing is they're also really long now. Like over an hour or 2 hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whereas I think when they were on the auditorium, not that they were probably that.
I was going to say, they were pretty long.
Yeah, but at least it was like, I don't know. Obviously, it's more controlled when you can edit the stuff. But.
Yeah, but it's less organic, too.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, I don't know.
What
I think I'm getting older, Luke, because like I was lamenting not having like physical media the other night too, which I was hoping wasn't bleeding through in our segment today, but like there was a time when it was like, you know, if we could just pause there, like, because that was kind of the sweet spot. We had some apps, but they weren't what we leaned on, and you know, you could still have physical media, but the networks were still meant something. And
I was talking to a gentleman yesterday who started writing a book like 20 years ago.
Okay,
a local guy, and he started writing a book, and he just retired. His kids are older. He's got time to go back to the book. And we were talking about AI.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm sure you're using a lot of what you do. He goes, I kind of avoided it, but now I'm using it to help me write my book. Not write it for him.
Right.
But to bounce ideas off of and to say, how does this sound? Or, you know, and it'll spit out like, here's some ideas, or you could better say this paragraph like this.
Yeah.
And not that he copies it word for, but it's like,
but just to bounce ideas off of, to have it's almost like a writing partner.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
You
and
get
he
a little
says
stuck in a rut, and you're like, yeah.
And he says it's extremely scary. Yeah. But also convenient.
Yeah. 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 And I don't know where it goes. Like, it's going to get better. I can't see. Like, I could have predicted this chatbot kind of a thing and, you know, help you with stuff, but I don't know that I can predict beyond. Like, I need to go watch some more sci-fi movies to kind of figure out where it's going to go. Like
Terminator?
Hope not. Hope it's more like the computer on Star Trek. Like,
Yeah, could be. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
I'm Ben Leach, Republican nominee for Magisterial District Judge, reminding you to get out and vote Tuesday, November 4th. As the only candidate with over 13 years of real courtroom experience and a dedicated career in the justice system, I've consistently demonstrated the ability to remain fair and impartial. As I continue my lifelong dedication to serving our community, I strive to be the kind of leader our citizens deserve. On November 4th, vote with confidence for a candidate who is qualified day one, bringing the experience needed to serve as your next Magisterial District Judge.
Joe Tech with us here this morning. I just read this morning, in fact, airlines hate this, but now ChatGPT is helping.
That sounds like the beginning of an article, too, by the way.
It does, doesn't it? ChatGPT is helping flyers find the best, cheapest flights.
Yep.
And this was a story months and months and months ago, maybe a year ago. Airlines were starting to try to crack down on people who would find flights with the layover.
Yeah. And then, what did they call that?
Yeah, something.
Something skipping. Yeah. So you find a flight. So if I wanted to go to Orlando.
Yeah.
The flight from Pittsburgh to Orlando was too expensive, but a flight from Pittsburgh to South America with a layover in Orlando is actually cheaper.
Yes.
They would book that cheaper one
and skip the last
and
leg.
just skip the last leg.
Yes.
And there was a term, something skipping or something.
Yeah.
But they would skip the last leg. They would just get off, and it's a cheaper option for them.
Right. So that frustrates airlines who are counting on those passengers for weight and all, figuring all that stuff out.
And optimizing their flights.
Yes.
Just, because they actually will overbook flights because they have data of, usually we have 2 or 3 people that don't show up. So I'm going to overbook it so that I still have a full plane. I've optimized my financial standing here in this. So yeah, they were cracking down on that, but then also ChatGPT now is helping people find like when to order the flights ahead of time, but also just finding the cheapest flights. So yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. So the story this morning broke down the prompts of asking ChatGPT how to help book a flight. Skip leg flights, right? No.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Skip lagging.
Skip lagging.
Also known as hidden city ticketing.
Yeah. Which it doesn't make sense to me why it would be cheaper to fly somewhere further than it would be to just, but there's a lot of thought and algorithms that go into figuring out those costs. So I'm sure it works out for them somehow.
I think airlines, some of them were starting to look at maybe charging you for skipping the flight. So you wouldn't do that, but
that's...
But to your point, why don't they just look at it and go, hey, why don't we just...
Yeah, why don't we just make it cheaper to fly the one place and, make it a little... Make our costs a little more transparent, make them make a little more sense, and then people will stop doing that. And then people will be happier because it's easier to just deal with our, finding a flight. And they won't have to go to ChatGPT. They'll just go to our website and, if we're transparent with everything and everything makes sense. So, I don't know. It's interesting how people are clever and they'll use these tools. That's why it's so dangerous, because criminals will use these tools and they'll learn and come up with new clever ideas on how to scam people or steal money. So that's why it's so scary.
And they've always been that way, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always ahead of law enforcement.
Yeah.
Law enforcement trying to figure out what their next... They don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they see it, so they share it with other friends that, hey, look out for this because this is what we've seen. And yeah, I've heard that going to prison is like going to school for criminals, because you're confined with all these people that, well, here's how I did it, and they talk about how they did it, and you learn all kinds of new and clever ways to do bad things. So
okay, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Anything else in tech you want to bring up? Last couple minutes here.
Oh goodness, no, not really.
Penn State had a big win.
Penn State. Oh, I do have one funny headline.
Not that it was a competitive game, but
yeah. A lot of first week games are like that. Funny headline from the Daily Mail. Customer who went for Brazilian wax horrified after noticing beautician wearing Meta's video glasses.
Ooh.
Like, maybe can you take those off before you go do that? Like, yeah.
Have you encountered something that's like normal, but somebody's using technology and it kind of throws you off? Like, I can't believe you're using that for this.
The most recent, I think, was just the Meta glasses. The first time I saw those in public, it is a little like, oh, those are cool, but like, I never know what he's doing with them. And is he, because you can take pictures with them, you can take video with them. Like, at least I remember the Google Glass. If you remember that, people were like all freaked out, like, well, I don't know if they're taking video or not.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, at least there was a light on them. And maybe the Meta glasses do have a light somewhere, but it was just kind of like, oh, those are pretty cool. And I hadn't seen one, but nothing that I can think of that I was kind of shocked about.
Years ago, I think, and I've shared this before, it was kind of like weird to see that robotic sweeper at that certain club, just cleaning floors by itself. It would stop when customer approached, and wait. And I saw it the other day, and it's like, that's still really cool and really strange.
Yeah. You're used to seeing somebody behind it controlling it. Now it's just doing it on its own.
Yeah.
It's like a really big Roomba.
Really big. Yes.
Yep.
So that still throws me. Yeah, but I'm just trying to think, like, where else have I seen like something that's a normal thing that they're using technology, and it kind of is like,
have you been to that club recently where you can just walk through the archway with all the cameras?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool when they're like,
and it's
you're good. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they scan.
Sometimes, and sometimes they don't anymore. Yeah.
Correct.
And it's the first time he was like, no, you're good. Go ahead. Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yes. Passed.
Yeah.
I don't know. We still do the like scan your own.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I still look back and see all the people in line, and I don't understand why they're not scanning.
And the first time I did it was like, because I like to, interact with somebody and go through, put the stuff on the belt, and we got up to the front and it's like, oh, I ain't waiting in this line. Start grabbing stuff, and I'm scanning away. Like, I ain't waiting in the line.
Joe, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Take care.